Hello, 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 and welcome back. We are live. I'm going to do a sound check really quick before I forward this out. It says that it's waiting for me. We sound great. Let's get started. Happy Saturday. I think I'm supposed to sing the song. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's time to rise and shine. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's time to open our eyes. And we are here live on a Saturday on the day of rest in LIA for the crown chakra because we cannot skip crown chakra. All right. So we are live today and we're going to be doing some black liturgies, like I said, the chakra, finishing up the week of Melody Beatty, and then forecasting the next week of events. We do have some time changes this week, so stay tuned to the end, and we will be there. We will be there. Okay? Okay. All right. All right. So I should introduce myself, and I should introduce Love and Action Network. I'm Tara Priolo. I'm your resident white-facing, biracial, multi-passionate musician, and I talk about the ish that nobody wants to talk about and push you to do the same. I am here for Love and Action Network. You can find us at lovedandlovable.org, where you can also find my links, and you can find me at tarapriolo.com. At lovedandlovable.org, Love and Action Network, we are here to encourage, equip, and empower you to put your love in action, move your dreams, blah, da, 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 make things make sense. We're here to give you tools to help you on your journey, mental health, spiritual health, physical health, all of these things. You can book with our CEO over on lovedandlovable.org, book a 15 if you are interested in vocal performance, life, business, social media coaching, etc., or booking the Love Experience, which is a show that is bringing hope to the world and feeding the people in all of the ways that people need to be fed. All right, let's get started with bleak liturgies. Bleak liturgies. And let me just make sure I have all my windows open so I can hear what's happening here. I know how to share my screen. We're working on it. Bleak liturgies. Okay, here we are. I should also go in and change this because that doesn't make any sense. Hang on, y'all. Anyway, let me do this. I deleted it because I put the wrong thing. Live now. There we go. That's better. That is better. Now if it'll only let me share it. All right. Well, that's loading up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I don't even see the thing that I want to send it to. It's not even in there. Okay. Cool. Whatever. We'll just go here. Sorry, y'all. And you hear my husband's ding there. Okay. Woo. Sorry, y'all. Here we go. Okay, black liturgies. I think this is pro for today. And I have a riff after we read this. Okay, so once you know the way, go the way, is what the caption says. Black Liturgies is an account that I absolutely love over on Instagram. You can find them at Black Liturgies. Arthur Riley is the person that runs the account, and she does a wonderful job of giving us things to think about and things to empower us in our activism. Okay, so be careful of those who demand you remain neutral in the face of oppression. Do not shackle your soul to the middle when you know which way is freedom. I'm going to read that again. Be careful of those who demand Let me try one more time. Be careful of those who demand you remain neutral in the face of oppression. Do not shackle your soul to the middle. When you know which way is freedom. That's by the author of the account, Cole Arthur Riley. Too often, we idolize a middle stance as more rational, more fair, or more loving. We wear it as its own kind of moral superiority. But virtue is not synonymous with neutrality. Sometimes integrity demands a choice. I'm going to read that one more time too. This is big stuff. Too often, we idolize a middle stance as more rational, more fair, and more loving. We wear it as its own kind of moral superiority. But virtue is not synonymous with neutrality. Sometimes integrity demands a choice. This is by Mr. Coates. Y'all know how I feel about Mr. Coates. You are growing into consciousness, and my wish for you is that you feel no need to constrict yourself to make other people comfortable. I'll read that one more time. I'm distracted by that. Okay. You are growing into consciousness. And my wish for you is that you feel no need to constrict yourself to make other people comfortable. Here's our breathing exercises. If you want more breathing exercises, join us in Waiting to Exhale. That happens on Sundays and Wednesdays. And Poppy Wata leads some more breathing exercises for us. Okay. Inhale with me. I know who I am. And exhale. My allegiance is to dignity. Inhale. I know who I am. Exhale. My allegiance is to dignity. Y'all, it's a heavy one, but it's going to relate to what I want to talk about today before we get to the chakras. And it says, I know. So we could start early. The affirmation of the day is I know. Put into the comments, I know blank, or I understand blank. So oftentimes these first two slides I feel like are construed as, we kind of touch on them as saying they're tone policing, oh, that person is just so radical. Oh, that person has gone too far. Oh, whatever, can't there be a middle ground to make me more comfortable? Can't there be this? Can't there be that? And I think, at some point you got to put your stake in the mud, right? You got to put your stake in the mud. And right before I got on here, I was scrolling on Facebook and I saw this event. And it was, let me just go find it because it was a masterclass on auditioning, but it was like, it's an opera audition. So, there's very closed-minded stuff. Let's see. It was for, oh, I'm not going to find it. Of course not. Let's see if I'm going to check one more place. Otherwise, I'll just riff on it. And these are things that, people will want me to take advantage of, but I just never do. Oh, it's not even on here. I don't even know where that event went. Anyway, it was a masterclass on auditioning, and it was called Opening the Door Masterclass, but it was for essentially making yourself into a product, right? And to sing the right repertoire and how to get your acting in there. And I just wonder, and I wonder this a lot about what is beyond master classes, what is beyond workshops, because at the end of the day, a lot of these master classes that I see produced, particularly by established companies, are things that put us more into the status quo rather than outward, right? And as the Black Liturgies post says, virtue is not synonymous with neutrality. And so learning how to be palatable or neutral or, act a certain aria the right way, et cetera, et cetera, I don't think helps us break the status quo. I don't think, and I've asked this question and been asked this question an awful lot of, do you break it from the inside? Do you go work from the inside and push out, or do you work from the outside and push in? And I really think it's about putting your stake in the mud, and making a choice, right? Demands a choice. My wish for you is that you feel no need to constrict yourself to make other people comfortable. And a lot of people ask me, Tara, how do you hold these beliefs and how do you keep going for it? Well, because I firmly believe them, right? I mean, that's a huge part of it is I firmly believe them. And to move them to the middle is to do a disservice to what I'm trying to bring to the world, which is true freedom, right? And liberation to all. Uh, and these people that push back and want you to sort of more align with a middle, they are they are what they are. Let me just say that. They're people that are essentially tone policing you and asking for you to make them comfortable, right? Do not shackle your soul to the middle when you know which way is freedom. I know which way is freedom. I know which way is freedom, right? I know that there isn't a way to fight it from the inside, right? To conform. I've tried that. I really have. I've tried it. And every time I've tried it, I've gotten so frustrated that we have this sort of notion that on the inside, the minute you step out of line, right? I called out a company, all of the boards dropped me. Yeah. Let's be real about it. I called out a company and all of the boards dropped me, even though it was the company being transphobic. Right. Right. You have to stand for what you believe is freedom. You have to stand for what is freedom. The same thing is true with voice teaching, right? It's true with voice teaching. That there are a lot of people that want you to conform to one way of teaching. They want you to conform to speech level singing. They want you to conform to bel canto singing. They want you to conform to musical theater. They want you to tell them what style you think is best to learn in. And I refuse to do that. Because the way to freedom is not by conforming to one thing, right? It is a movement towards multiple ideas. My coffee's almost gone, y'all. And so, I think sometimes like that masterclass, like I said, was called Opening the Door. And I'm not sure it's really opening the door to anything other than conformity. And many of you that have watched me before know that one of my favorite quotes is conformity is the jailer of freedom and the enemy of growth. And I don't think we're going to get anywhere by forcing the next generation. I talked about this on Spill the Beans yesterday, where by forcing the next generations into the ideologies that we have because of our experiences, right? And beating down on them because of our experiences and living in a world because like training them into the same world that we're in. And welcome to Moosers, who has apparently decided to grace us with his presence. Right? Stop, Moose. No. And then we can maybe build a different world, right? If we all stand in what we know is freedom instead of constantly compromising to make people comfortable or to try to get people to our side or to try to get to people in our communities, blah da 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 da, right? Because I think that's sometimes what forces us back to the middle is like we say something super radical or we say something super kind of outside of the status quo and people push back against it. So we go back to the middle because the middle is maybe a little bit more comfortable because we don't get as much pushback. But you know who you're still getting pushback from? The people that are radical, right? The people that are radical. Those people. And excuse me, Instagram. Trying to pull up my pants, child. Okay. So let's move on from that. I hope my point is made. Drop comments later if you resonate with this, and we shall go on to the chakras. So like I said earlier, today is Crown Chakra Saturday. Every week we walk through the 7-day pillar challenge, which was created by Poppy Wata, one of our practitioners here at Love and Action Network, and also the CEO of House of Mommy Wata. And you can find him and Starlight live on Sundays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and then there is a special VIP check-in on Thursdays, but you have to be a member. So join them. You can find all of that information again at lovedandlovable.org. So we've walked from the the roots, all the way up. I did heart chakra Wednesday. We talked about the throat chakra. Dr. Flo talked about the sacral chakra and the solar plexus chakra. And then Snacks yesterday talked about the third eye chakra. Right. And now today we're going to talk about the top of your dome, the connection with your spirit. Again, back to this Black Liturgies post, right? If you're being forced back to the middle, are you really connected with your spirit or your dome? Are you really connected with your beliefs? Are you really aligned there? Right. All right. So the color of the day is purple, and y'all know how I feel. Listen, as an ex branding coach, I want to call myself a creative liberation coach because I think it aligns more with what I actually do. So I love color though. I love putting together colors. I love creating palettes. I love making you feel at home in your color palette. I love making other people feel at home with your color palette and interacting with you that way. And I do believe that colors do make us, they allow us to feel certain ways. If you add certain colors into your life, you're going to feel a certain way. All right. Because it's a circular motion, right? Everything's a circle. I just talked about this last night again. Everything's a circle. If you look at a color and you get a vibe back, and then you give that vibe back to the color, it's a circular motion of these words. So find some purple in your room. I always say that I have a husband and myself who love Vikings football, so we always have purple in the house. But purple can mean wisdom, tranquility, intuition, royalty, respect, regality, and important figure energy. And quite honestly, I think this particular color is one of the most important colors in this in the rainbow, and especially for people of the global majority, because we need to remember that we contain wisdom, intuition, royalty, regality, respect, and important figure energy. This is something that we need to lift us into that powerful spot of radical change, of radical freedom, um, of radical liberation, right? We can use this color to remind us of all that we are. Okay, the food of the day. It's beautiful here in Minnesota. Again, I keep saying that we're finally in like spring, I think. Cross our fingers because sometimes that but the food of today is fresh air, sunlight, nature, and water. So if it is nice where you're at, or even if it's raining, whatever, try to get outside today, enjoy some fresh air. It will lift you, and that is the whole thing. We're lifting into the crown, right? All right. So if you're a crystal person, or as a lot of Snacks 5 says here, you are a rock familia person, you could use crystals to help you align into the crown chakra. The crystals of today are selenite, labradorite, moonstone, amethyst, and clear quartz. And those are all there. Some of them are, labradorite, I actually don't know what that is, but the rest of them are beautiful. Amethyst is particularly beautiful. Okay. We've already talked about the body part. And now we're going to talk about imbalanced versus balanced or aligned. So imbalanced, if you are imbalanced in your crown chakra, you have an enemy of thoughts, you're overwhelmed with thoughts, you're uncomfortable with higher power, you're anxious, you're fearful, depressed, and unsatisfied. Okay. If you are aligned in your crown chakra, I'm speeding up because it's Saturday. I don't want to be here forever. I love y'all, but I don't want to be here forever. If you are aligned, you are blissful, whole, you know you reflect divinity, and you can see the beauty in the world. You are optimistic. And I will riff on this a little bit because I feel like, no, I don't feel like, I have experienced a lot of people coming into my DMs and my question boxes. And, I got a question again yesterday to talk about how joy is resistance. And I say a lot, joy is the revolution. But what you all have to understand about that joy is the revolution is it's not about just being joyful all the time. You can feel your feels. You can have these enemy of thoughts. You can be anxious, you can be fearful, you can be depressed. But also on the other side of it, you have to be able to see the beauty around you, right? Even in the worst of circumstances, and I point this out every time that at least right now it's hard pressed to find things coming out of Palestine, because hello, it's been 6 months of genocide. But at the beginning we were seeing videos and art of the olive trees, and we were seeing singing and joining hands and cooking together and being together as community. And this was the beauty, even in the turmoil, even in the bombing, even in this atrocious situation, right? And I think that's really, we see it everywhere, right? What happened in Ukraine when Russia started bombing them and they had to flee, right? We saw people at the borders come together and sing. We often see this. What do we do at funerals? We sing, right? Celebrations of life, right? There is always an equal and opposite. There's always an equal and opposite. And so if we can anchor ourselves, and even in the worst of times, right? Seeing the beauty, right? Seeing the beauty in the world. You don't have to be optimistic all the time. I'm not an optimist, I'm a realist. But not getting stuck in those uncomfortable emotions and seeing the good, right? Looking for the good will do everyone a lot better, right? Than just sitting in the grief. I already mentioned it earlier, but the affirmation of today is I understand or I know. So if you're watching this back later, or you're listening to this on our podcast, you can go find us at Love in Action Net on all platforms. And you can comment on the picture of I know and tell us what you know today. What do you know or what do you understand? Right? I understand that I have to repeat myself 10,000 times for y'all to listen. I know that I am a radical. I know that I am not pulled towards the middle any longer. I know that I am enough, right? That's how you use those affirmations. Those are examples, okay? All right. Let's move on to the Melody Beatty. Oh, and it closed itself. This seems to happen to me every week, y'all. Let me get there. And I'm sorry about whoever's yappy dog that is. I don't know if y'all can hear that in the background. I don't know if y'all can hear that in the background, but it's certainly yippy. Working on it. It's pulling it up. So this week, in 52 Weeks of Conscious Contact by Melody Beatty, is lovability. So that's been our theme in the week. Now, 52 Weeks of Conscious Contact is very connected to the 12-step tradition, but this is also a book that anchors our that anchors our conversations over the week, and also allows us to move through certain emotions. Each day there's a different type of, application, challenge, etc. Today will be a prayer, but we are a bring your own belief organization. And so I believe the word this week is higher power. If you are uncomfortable with that word, please replace it with something else. And as I always say about Melody Beattie, in very short order, she hits very hard. So, get yourselves ready, get your journals, get your notes apps, etc., etc. If you are in a safe place to do so. And here is the last day of Lovability Week. And again, you can catch all of our replays over on Spotify as a podcast, over on our Substack. You can watch the videos. For me, you can go to my daily boost with Love and Action playlist, and I have almost 30 videos there now. Okay. All right. So day 7, come down to earth. Accept the little gestures of kindness and love. It's the gateway to heaven. The prayer, and again, replace this with whatever word you're most comfortable with. Higher power, please help me stop sabotaging love. Show me that it's the greatest gift of all. I'm going to read it again. Higher power, please help me stop sabotaging love. Show me that it's the greatest gift of all. Love and hope and joy are the things that we're all wanting, that we're all fighting. Everything is a call for love, right? Everything is a call for love. Everything is a call for love. Please help me stop sabotaging love, right? Please help me stop taking it away from myself. All right. Moving on to tell you that next week, which starts tomorrow, Sunday, with Poppy Wata and Starlight over on TikTok. Next week, week 16, is blessings. So join us in Waiting to Exhale tomorrow for that day 1 reading. And we're going to go over to lovedandlovable.org. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, so next week's events are all available at lovedandlovable.org. You scroll down a little bit and you're going to see where we're at. Currently, we are sitting in the Saturday Boost. Hello, welcome. Look, Helen got a revamp. Okay, so if you get lost, live chat us. Tomorrow morning, we have a 10 a.m. Concert of Hope with Dr. Flo. And then, as I've been mentioning, Poppy Wata and Starlight will be live over on TikTok for Waiting to Exhale and Daily Boost. This Monday, there is a change in time to Daily Boost that I haven't put on here yet. It is at 2 p.m. Eastern that day. Okay, 2 p.m. Eastern. I am actually going to be running Monday Boost, and then Dr. Flo will take over Tuesday and Wednesday. We have another event in there, which is Late Night Sax on Tuesday night. That is going to be at 9:15 Eastern time this week. Okay, I already talked about Wednesday. Dr. Flo also has a Concert of Hope on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Waiting to Exhale is at 6:30. Then Thursday and Friday, Snacks takes over. He is doing a new time, so 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central Time. We also have a masterclass in here that I'm not seeing right now, but there is a masterclass this Tuesday, and I'm just going to go double check the time. I believe it's at 4:30 Eastern, and Dr. Flo and I will be teaching on social Misha this week. Social Misha. Yes, 4:30 to 5:15 Eastern time for the masterclass, Tuesday masterclass every week. And then I will be back next Saturday, same time, same place, for Crown Chakra Saturday and whatever I get into. So those are all of our events. Join us. If you choose to, you can RSVP on the website for free, or you can drop us some ducats. We are a donation-based organization, so please feel free to give what you can. But it is also us giving to you and you giving back to us by whatever you're learning is more than enough. We love supporting you in that way. Once again, that website is lovedandlovable.org, and you can join us there for all of our events and find all of our practitioners and get all of the updates from from us. That's going to be all for this week's Crown Chakra Saturday Boost. I'm just going to check comments everywhere. We're good. Okay. Continue to be anti-racist. Be safe. Wear a mask. Make good trouble. And do good work. That's what I've been talking about all day here, right? Free Palestine. Ceasefire now. I love y'all hardcore. You are loved and lovable, and nobody can change that. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.